Welcome to Serving Aces. I'm Alexandra Stevenson, and I'm here with my co-host Hugues Laverdiere, who has a 2026 Roland Garros tennis ball and is back from Paris. Welcome back, Hugues.
That's it. I've got it. I've got the ball right here.
Okay,
And
give me a little details on the ball right now. It's a Wilson ball, correct?
yeah, finally, this tournament's figured it out. Look, Wilson ball, regular Wilson, just no fuss about the elbows of any kind, like, 2 weeks in a row, right? I mean, I didn't hear about any player complaining about the balls and everything being
I
fluffy.
did
Look at
not.
this.
I did
This
not.
ball is played there. There's like red dirt on it.
I see
There's no
some thread.
fluff. There's no fluff. There's regular felt. It's not
Yeah,
like a goes crazy all over the place with the
not
Dunlops.
fluffy. And you came in. Where did you grab that ball from? Which court? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was court number 4 where Felix was practicing the
Perfect.
day of Koboli. Unfortunately, he lost to him in the quarters. But
Yes.
Sam, his father, was so nice. He was, he came. We talked a little bit during the practice. He came over and gave us the 6 balls that we practiced that they practiced.
I love it. So
That was
these are
pretty cool.
authentic,
Yeah,
original balls
exactly,
that have
exactly.
been hit by Felix.
Exactly. Yes, for an hour, he's practiced there this morning of his match against Koboli, and you know that they put the year in the official balls.
Yeah.
You can't get there. You can't get that anywhere else except the tournament. So yeah,
Well,
super
yeah.
cool.
And you can't get a ball hit by Felix on court 4 unless you're Oogie.
That's right. Yeah, no
Right?
doubt. It was like super cool. Sam's like, okay, they're in French. Hey, voici les balles, Hugues. And he gave them to Tristan. My son was there, so Tristan got all the balls in his bag because he bought some years before practices. That's the key. If you guys ever go to Roland Garros or a big tournament, you go early when it opens. The gates open at 10. You go right off the gate. You go into the shops. Nobody's there. You shop. You take an hour if you want. Do your things. You buy anything you want, and then you leave. And then the rest of the day you don't want to be there because the lines are so long. You can't buy stuff. It takes like an hour and a half.
That's
So
a player and a coach trick, Oogie, right?
yeah, I
Because
know.
as players and coaches, we get there early. And so after practice, you like run in the shop and get whatever you need before the crowds start. And then by like day 5, they start selling out of things.
I know exactly. So first rounds, you're there even before it opens up because we get the hit before everybody else shows
You
up.
got all your swag. Okay, so look, my second pick, Zverev, won. Your first pick,
Yeah,
Ava won.
that's right.
And it was a pretty interesting French Open, Roland Garros. So you were there. I
Uh huh.
was just watching on TV, but you actually were on the ground during quarterfinal day. So just give me a little bit about your experience and what you felt and how it was.
It was pretty magical. I mean, that day a lot happened, and Sabalenka lost, which nobody saw it coming because she's playing Schneider, and Schneiders are just putting everything back, but playing the same level all the time. And sometimes Sabalenka got a little fuss about the wind because it was so windy, and it took some time for me to figure out why is it like I was looking because we were in Central Court, Philippe Chatrier, the big court. So I was watching upstairs the flags, the French and the English and the American flag, as they put in the Australian, they put all the 4 flags of the 4 majors, countries hosts, plus the French Federation, and then you've got Roland Garros flag. So all the flags were coming this way. So the wind is coming this way. So it's like, okay, so whoever's on this side is going to have the wind in his face. Wrong, because the wind is going into the stadium and it vacuums the other way around like that.
Oh, interesting. So it kind of was like a vortex swirl.
Exactly it. And it was so weird. I was like, why is this person on this side keep on attacking and missing the shots long? I couldn't understand. And I started talking in French to the spectators, and
Hmm.
this guy on my left, like he loved tennis, but he didn't really know like how to play and everything. I was like, okay, you don't play, but he's like, yeah, every year I've come here. I love it. It's a great, just chilling. He looks like he had a bottle of wine in his bag or something. I don't know. It's just, the guy's just typically chilling. His
Yeah.
breadstick. It's just so cool. So I got the chance to, because I speak French fluently. So I was able to interact with all the crowds and people over there. And I even called a little bit, I got it down. I like twice. I was like, super cool. It's like,
That sounds just like it does on TV, Oogie, and
I know.
on
I
the
learned.
court.
I learned it because and they say ole, And I was like, why would you say ole? Because it's super French, right? To say,
Yes.
and this guy knew everything. This guy's like, I think it's, it's because it comes from the soccer in Spain. I'm like, what? Okay,
Oh,
it makes sense, in the arenas in soccer is super
would you
popular in Spain.
adapted it?
But then we're in Paris for the French Open. There's no way I'm saying ole. I'm just gonna say allez,
Um,
like yeah. So and then he's like, you're not half bad because half of the crowd says allez and the other one says ole.
All day.
So even the crowd is like half and half answering the
So
wrong.
funny.
It's so funny,
All right. So when you watch Sabalenka have her meltdown, basically due to weather conditions,
Yeah.
is there anything that you saw she could have done to combat that?
Oh, I mean, just to stay calm. I mean, she just lost it. Like she started looking at her camp, screaming, arms in the air. I'm like, what is she doing? I think she won the first set, and second set it was going away, and like, just chill out. You won the first set, you're still in command. No, she just when she was missing shots, she just mentally she just lost it emotionally, and then she lost the second set. And then the third set was going so bad. I think she lost 6-0. She just got bagelled in the third set. She
Yeah,
just lost
it
it so
happened.
much. I was like, yeah, it does, but mentally. And afterwards, in the interview, she says something like, you know what? I have no idea what happened today in the second and third set. I just lost it. And you know what? I have to, she was all casual. It's like, I have to, really do something about that. And oh, I know what I'm going to do. Tomorrow, I'm just going to go to a room and smash stuff up.
That's funny. That sounds like her. Well, you know
That
what,
that
Oogie?
was her reaction.
I
It was so
feel
cool.
like with power players on clay, it's very easy to lose it. And
Yeah.
you're in these conditions and you're also on clay
Yeah.
and it's hard enough to hit through the ball and build the point, and if you're not calm minded, right,
Yeah.
on clay, it like heightens it.
You put it like perfectly. You have to be calm minded. If
Yeah.
you look at everybody who does play really well on clay, have success, of course, Nadal is a really emotional when he wins, but he's above everybody. He was above everybody. If you want to win, like you need to be calm throughout the match. Otherwise, because a point is just a point, and you have to win so many rallies and so many battles for a long time that if you get too hyper, then you go down mentally and emotionally, and you can't go roller coasters. But then Sabalenka was all over the place. So,
Yeah.
and Schneider was playing really just normal tennis,
Her
just putting
game.
everything back. And she's a lefty, and that really bothered Sabalenka because normally she would just go hard cross court with the backhand all day long, and but then it was on her forehand, and Dinara just didn't miss, and sometimes she would go down the line for a clean winner, and that surprised Sabalenka, I'm sure. So yeah,
So, all right, so you watched Sabalenka's match. Then you watched Felix. So, give
yeah,
me a little rundown because Kaboli finalist.
yeah.
I kind of said Felix could make a run. This seemed to be like the match to get through to the finals in, as Kaboli did. What did you see that Kaboli did better than Felix?
I mean, you're so right because unfortunately in the semifinal, Arnaldi pulled out. He didn't play. He was feeling sick all morning. He said he puked a couple of times. He threw up. So he just, he came to the stadium and just said, Flavio, I can't play. And then, of course, being two Italians, it was not a setup. It was just like him just not feeling it at all because it was his first semifinal. I've heard people in Paris say, oh, he's Italian, he's his friend. What are you talking about, dude? He's in the semifinals. There's no way he wouldn't come out and battle his heart out. It's like, no, he's not throwing anything. It's just, that's the way. And so then going back to Felix and Kabuli, and the practice in the morning, because we've watched Felix practice at 10 and he was playing later on in round 3. So he's practicing and he's practicing with this guy from France, and good player, but probably 300, 400, something like that. And I met him, and we've got one of those balls signed by him. Because Felix just took off. He just signed a couple of. Hitting partner. But then he told me his name, but I forgot. But I got it. I said, Tristan, go. So he signed the ball. So anyway, he's practicing, and Felix is like, he's not happy. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Because he's like saying to the guy, kick serve me, because Kabuli has a great kick serve. He's like platform stand, just big kick to the backhand. And Felix is like not comfortable returning on clay. He's a hardcore player indoors. He's not a true clay quarter. So, and it's like and he tells his coach, Fontaine, the guy from France, he's saying, give me some solutions, like when I return on clay, what should I do? Zero solution. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, what are you doing? The coach needs to say something like, you have experience on clay. Come on, just tell him to go back and try to
Yeah.
run around his backhand and just
Right?
aim high for the return. Anything, just tell him anything.
Just tell him
And
something.
Jesus, and Felix was like so frustrated because he's like, you're not giving me any solutions. And I'm like, and I came this close to say, hey, Felix, viens ici. Felix, just come
I
here,
mean,
bud.
Hughie, you should have.
I mean, that would have been probably like really bad for his coach. So that's why I didn't do that because I'm trying to respect everybody. And I'm like, if I do this, then this coach is getting, I don't know, he's getting a bad vibe from me and from Felix being like, so anyway, I texted Sam, his father, but yeah, I didn't get any answer back. But I was like, hey, tell Felix I'm ready to give him some solutions there because nothing was going on there. But, and you know what? That was one of the main reasons why he lost.
The kick serve.
During the match, first set, Felix wins. So we're in business. And then beginning of the second set, the roof closes. So some showers are coming in. The roof is closing because it was swirly. Same day as Sabalenka. So swirling wind.
Yep.
So the roof is closing. And I'm like, wow, Felix is in to win this match for sure. There's no way he's going to lose. It's going to be more like indoor tennis. You know what? Second set, Koboli starts to serve bombs when the roof was closed. I couldn't believe my eyes. Koboli serving flat aces all over the place. He was serving 220, 225.
Wow. Wow.
I was like, I've never expected that from
Kaboli's
Koboli.
like 6 feet tall. He's not 6'4". He's
Yeah, exactly. He's not really tall, and he's not like he's cracking serve. He's just true clay quarter. He's just gonna spin all day to the guy's back end. But he started to crack some flat serves. I couldn't believe. Felix was like, "What's going on there?" So he turned the match around, and then Felix was up like 3-1, serving 30 all, certain volley, hit the volley, a little bit shaky into the net, and from that moment on, 3-2, Koboli started getting the momentum. And some, like when I said he lost because of his returns, is because he didn't do things. He didn't see where Koboli was going on the ad side. He was moving to his left. Every point almost serving to the left, he was moving close to the alley. He was almost into the doubles alley.
against Zverev, but Zverev's back end is his best shot. So
Hey,
in the end, it didn't work.
I'm gonna get to that
Mhm.
because I didn't expect to tell you all that, but you're asking me, so I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So
Yeah.
so Kabuli is moving to the left, almost to the doubles alley, and he's kicking it wide, and Felix is not seeing what's going on because his left foot is close to the alley. I'm like, dude, stand in the alley even further, left to the alley
Give him
because
the forehand.
that kick serve, and stadium court, there's like, I don't know, 40 feet before you hit the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and Kaboli's kick serve, sometimes Felix would slide and would be like almost hitting the cement. His foot was slipping. It was getting so off the court. It was not even funny. So I'm like, why wouldn't first your coach has to tell you something because you can coach now. So, and I came this close to say, I said, Tristan, should I say it? Papa, don't say it. I'm like, tosse-toi, like, go left, stand over there, like stand over there.
Yeah.
In French, I was gonna say, I didn't say it, but I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't. So I didn't. But I mean, he did not pick that up at all through the whole match. He still stood there. So probably flat serve, kick serve. He just won like 55 points, like just by doing that. And one time, Koboli served to the forehand of Felix to mix it up, and Felix cranked her forehand return, boom, and won that point. So I'm like, dude, he's not going to do it again. So sure enough, he just went back to the backhand all day. And Felix just went cross court with the return or down the middle. So that was the second mistake. First, you have to step all the way that side. Make sure you don't give that serve again to him. He's going to ace you down the middle. Who cares? But he's not. He's going to serve down the middle to your forehand. You're going to get a crack at it, and you're not going to be out wide after you return. So those two things. And so he need, even if he had a backhand return to do, why not go down the line? Because Zverev did. So that's my bridge right there. Zverev went down the line with the backhand really hard or loopy. Don't just go cross court because Koboli, when he runs around the backhand and hits a forehand, he was so dangerous. inside in, inside out. He was just dictating every point against Felix. Not even funny. But Zverev was very smart and experienced, and he returned down the line with the backhand on the
And
outside.
that is
That
his
was
best shot.
crucial.
So
Yeah,
he,
exactly,
he's more comfortable than Felix. But interesting
exactly.
that with coaching and everything, Felix didn't make the strategy shift, and then
Yeah.
he just didn't feel comfortable, or maybe they did suggest it and he just didn't do it.
Hey, you know what? I mean, 2 years ago when I said Felix needed to change coach, that's the exact reason why, because there's no communication during the match. When when your player's losing and he's a good coach, right? The French coach for sure he's a great coach. So I'm wondering why don't you say something about that? Because you need to help your player. Obviously, before the practice, he was
Yeah.
asking questions, and during the match, you can't. Because I was noticing that, and I'm like, are you guys seeing the same thing? I was asking the crowd around me. I was like, what is he doing? I was like so mad. I was like, am I the only one seeing this? Because
You're
Felix
putting
is
your
then
coach's hat on.
and then the play when you know how it is when you're playing. Sometimes you don't see all the things that when you're watching you
Yes.
see everything because you're in the middle of your match, and sometimes you're feeling more things about yourself you want to do as returns, and then you don't notice as much. But when you're just watching the match, you notice either side. You notice
See
many
everything.
things. But the coaches in Felix's box, they're just watching the match, and they're watching the match with Felix's eyes to win the match, and that's the eyes I had. So that's like so much easier. When I was coaching you, it's like I'm coaching you, like I'm playing, like I'm you. So what should I do now? What should I do now? And then it's easy. It comes out, Miskina, do this, do that. It's easy because I'm like I have your eyes, and I'm not playing, so I don't have to deal with the pressure and oh, my first serve is off. Okay, what am I doing? I don't have to deal about that. I'm just watching the match. But from a tactical point, there's some really stuff missing in Felix's game, and that's what hit me. Unfortunately, I don't know if he has somebody to talk with tactically. I mean, at that level, you need somebody to spend an hour every day of your life talking about a tactical coach, just
Yeah.
about your game, other people's game, whatever. I mean, everybody has that. Federer, Djokovic, Sinner has Cahill around. I'm sure that's him. He's talking about every time. Okay, if you play Alcaraz next time, you're going to do this, do that, do that.
Yeah.
They talk about that all like we're talking about the Spurs against the Knicks or about the gala, the Met Gala. That's what that's his life. It's his professional player.
Oogie, you brought the Knicks up.
I know
I mean,
they
so
won.
exciting. Yeah, so
So
exciting.
big.
Okay, well, that's later. All right. So Felix was a tough loss, but you got to watch Sabalenka. You watched Felix. Who else did you watch?
Yeah. We watched actually some legends. I mean, you could have been there. You could have been there playing. I mean, there was a doubles match between Daniela Hentukova
Hmm.
and Alizé Cornet against Martina Hingis and Angelique Kerber. So that was
Fun.
pretty cool on the Suzanne Langlen court. So
Nice.
and then
Watch
and then
that.
and then they showed a video about Suzanne Langlen's life. That was pretty cool. I watched that for like half an hour. I couldn't leave. I was like
Yeah,
mesmerized by it. I didn't know her. Like, of course, I don't know her because she's like wait,
born.
she passed away. But yeah, I know. But her life, just she's a true legend. Just she made so much stuff. She was ahead of her time. She was one of the first professional players. She went to the States. She played there and this and that. But there was only 3, 4 women at that time doing that. So
Exactly.
she was way ahead of her time, way ahead. Because Billie Jean King and her gang or bunch came afterwards. All those professional ladies came afterwards. So Suzanne Langlen was like, yeah, super, super good.
What'd you like best about being on the grounds at the French Open?
Um, the vibe was amazing. French people are just so much fun and just they love tennis. They know their tennis. Like in Canada we know our hockey.
Yes.
And French people know their tennis. So
Okay.
that's one thing I noticed. So that was pretty cool. Um,
Fashion.
Fashion, everybody dressing up. I mean, people in the U.S. Open, they would just walk in with t-shirts and stuff, and then the ladies were like having dresses and the hats, almost like the Kentucky Derby. I'm like, what's going on here? Is this a fashion show? We have fashion
Yes,
show,
of
but
course.
it is a little bit because in France, people dress up. Same as Italy, and those countries are like really proud. It just smelled like the championship that I was expecting. Just everybody's happy. And then Sinner was down, Sabalenka. There was so many upsets all over the place.
So much action going on with upsets,
Exactly.
right?
And then Moise Kwame, just the big hype up with him. And the youngsters. It was still on when I was over there, even though some of them lost the first week. The youngsters and Shalinska was I mean, you know how to pronounce her name, but probably better than me.
Okay,
But
well, you said it pretty good, but I went on the WTA, and let's have a listen.
you're right. Let's go.
Hi, my name is Maya Falinska.
Wow.
Okay, so Svalinska.
It's almost an F.
It's an F.
Maya Falinska.
So like Swiatek is
Yeah.
the SW is a V
Yeah.
pronunciation. So
CH is an F.
CHW is an F.
Probably an F. Yeah. Falinska.
Falinska.
Huh. See?
Now, how about her run? What was the chatter around the grounds about this Polish girl making a run? 24-year-old Polish girl making a run at the French Open.
I mean, Swiatek gave, sponsorship to her for her to stay the first week in a hotel because she didn't have enough money to go play. That was, to me, that's
every night with her coaches because they didn't have enough money.
That's amazing, So Swiatek sponsors get they get her into the hotel paid, in the qualies. So that young girl, the qualies, wins matches after matches, finally gets to the final. Well, there was a no contest because we watched the final. Sorry, a super cool place. I mean, the Paris they're feeling their championship because right in the middle of Paris, you have La Place de la Concorde, which is like in between Arc de Triomphe and Le Louvre. So you've got, your Champs-Élysées is a big street, big street. So at the end, you have Arc de Triomphe, and then you walk, you have many parks and restaurants and Louis Vuittons and name it, and you love it. So, and then you go to against another park, and then you finally get to the Louvre, where the chateau, another one, and there's chateau everywhere. So, and then in the middle of is Place de la Concorde. So you've got fountains, and then they managed to have like big screen TV, Stella Artois, fountains of beer all over the place, super like a big park, and then they have the matches going on every day, and animations, music in between matches, and DJs there.
They have it every day because
it was so cool.
Wimbledon and U.S. Open are doing stuff in the city for like a day or a week or a weekend, maybe 2 days. But I think that's super cool that Paris does it every day. Well, they love their sports. French people love their sports.
Exactly. And normally in that place, there's nothing. When we went last summer, you just walk in there, nothing's going on at all. And then they just closed that area. And there was it must have been like 2,000 people in there. It's like a lot of bleachers, big screen TVs.
The finals there.
We watched the finals between Andreeva and Falinska at that place, and just having beers, start talking to people. It was super cool. The vibe was amazing. They gave during the whole week they had tickets for the next day and the next day. So sometimes during the week we would go there and have chance to win tickets for the next day. That was pretty cool. So every day for those 2 weeks, I mean those places are full. I mean people are just going there, having a drink, watching tennis. It was super cool. I loved it. So that was
Well,
city was
sporting
feeling.
events are now more and more getting more and more important and bigger, and destinations with athletes at hotels and spas. It's the athlete vibe has always been big, but it seems like the athlete and the fan and what events that can be made around the athlete is a big thing right now in 2026.
And yeah, for sure. And there's another big event right now, but we're not going to talk about it. The World Cup for soccer. Oh my God.
Okay, I know.
It's crazy.
Right, give me some notes on Zverev finally winning a Grand Slam because we have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mira Andreeva won her first. That was amazing. But just
great.
a little bit on Zverev, and then we'll go into the grass season.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the Knicks winning.
I know.
And the World Cup.
Super big for another month and so.
How about hockey?
Oh, that's not talking
Carolina. I know you don't want to know, but Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina, the most defensive club but not defensive, but super aggressive. Hockey, no superstar, just playing great as a team. But they beat the Canadians, so that's why
I know
I'm
you can't be happy for them. But, okay.
But it's okay against the Vegas Knights, which was close, but in the end, it's okay. The more intense team.
Zverev winning his first Grand Slam after all the trials and tribulations. His team, he said it's the longest working team on the ATP Tour. He is correct. They've been together. His trainer, his dad, his brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think Sinner will overtake that eventually with his team because it seems like he's going to keep his team together.
Yeah.
But just talk about what you felt when he won.
Yeah, I mean,
What did you feel about it?
it was super cool for him and for tennis in general, because look at this guy having like 3-4 years in a row, big opportunities to win slams, and it started with Dominic Thiem, which I had the chance to meet actually
During
in
COVID.
Paris. It was I met him the day before the finals. I was like, that's Dominic Thiem. He's
I
just
know,
chilling
you
in
sent
it.
me a picture, Oogie.
He was just in a cafe right there. Just and actually Amelia saw him first because it's like, wow, he's so beautiful, blue eyes. I'm like, okay, who are you talking about? It's like, it's Dominic Thiem. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna go walk to him and say hello. So I was like, hey, excuse moi, Dominic, how are you? And is it okay if I take a picture with you? It's like, yeah, sure, man, no problem. And then he got up, and I'm like taller than him. Let's go. I'm kidding, but he was like super nice, super. We started talking a little bit, and. So then he was there for Zverev in the final. I saw him, and he was present at the Philippe Chatrier court, and probably talked with him a little bit because they shared that weird U.S. Open final that it was wide open, and both of them really choked towards the end. It just nobody was hitting the ball.
Empty stadium.
Exactly, and then so I'm sure Dominique had great words with Zverev, and they talked before and after the match or something because, well, first they're both from German speaking, of course, and they have a big connection. And but just Zverev he won, but like almost by default, because the fifth set, Koboli was so tired and he said he was hurt and cramping, and so he won easily the fifth set, but he didn't win when it was crunch time in the fourth set, which I would have loved, when it was really tight. And if Zverev would have hit his shots more and win at that time, it would have been so much better and sweet for him to just say, okay, I just really won. But he won anyway. But
Well, he still won.
I know, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand totally. Look, I think you have to look at when everybody fell and all the pressure got put on Zverev.
That's true.
Embraced the pressure, and at the semifinal match when he won, he said,
Yeah.
my work is not done. And he had that goal. Like, he took that on and saying, okay, everybody else is saying what they say. I don't care. This is my Grand Slam to win. I'm actually going to go do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I respected from him. Like, obviously, his mental ability throughout his career with his serve and having been up and down.
Yeah.
You look at him as a server and you don't quite trust him, right?
Yeah. In big moments, you're like,
you trust Sinner, you trust Alvarez.
Yeah.
Zverev and the serve and the toss and everything, even though he has an amazing serve and he's worked really hard on it, and the percentages are uncanny what he can do in matches, like 80%, and he's just dropping these serves in. But when it comes down to it, he has historically fallen apart.
Exactly. So, forehand and serve is just, his backhand is always okay, but his forehand sometimes he breaks down.
Goes off. But to watch him go through that battle, it was kind of like, it was mental, physical. Koboli was also, it's the same thing. The first set, it was like he had to figure out how to play a Grand Slam final.
Exactly.
First. And then Zverev battled all his demons, and in the end, Koboli wasn't strong enough to keep fighting him, right? So
which is kind of weird because he had a couple of days more off because he didn't play the semifinals. Right. So I was like, okay, and then
but it Felix does show you what nerves do.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So he cramped. He also expended a lot of energy in to come back. And all the nerves and everything. And so Zverev was the strongest one standing at the end and deserved the win.
That's it. That's simple. Yeah. But then, all props to him at the end. You're right, because it doesn't matter like who you beat, the way you beat, the score. It doesn't matter any of that because your name is on that trophy forever that year. So
and I
bottom line
said that, and all the players, Sinner,
they must be happy for him.
Alcaraz, Nadal, Djokovic, they all sent him private messages, and I thought that was super cool that they did.
Yeah. You're right. And Koboli as well after, in the finals, like, hey, I don't know anybody who deserves more to win this title than him. I mean, plus they're buddies too, they like each other. So there was another extra, because Zverev likes Koboli a lot and they're friends. So to beat him in the fourth set, maybe he's like, oh, he didn't have, I don't know. Instinctively, when you play a friend of yours, it's never that easy to just close him
Hard
out
to
and
close
have,
it out.
if you hate the guy, or then you're like, okay, I'm just gonna win. But
It's
but
easier.
all props to Zverev, and really, really proud of him. And he's got that monkey off his back now.
Yeah, for
He's got
sure.
this one slam. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a big deal. Okay, so now we're into the grass season, my favorite season, Oogie.
I know for sure.
First week of grass, Ben Shelton wins his third title. He
Yeah,
beat
you said
Caleb
that. Third
Fritz.
title.
Yeah,
Wow.
so he's won the Dallas Open, the what was it? The Dallas Open, the BMW Open, and now Stuttgart Open, which
Yeah,
was that called Stuttgart Open. So he won two in Germany. He likes Germany. He won one on clay and one on grass,
that's true.
and
Wow.
one on hard court. So now we got to get him back to hard in the summer. But let's see if he can win a couple more grass. He took out Taylor Fritz in the final. I got to give kudos to Taylor Fritz. I saw him while I was in LA down at Carson. He was getting his body worked on in the gym down there, and
Cool.
he was just getting ready to go out again. So nice that he came back and had a good week on grass after being injured with his body and his knees.
Yes, true, huh? Because you never know how you're gonna fade out. Because grass is. Are we still playing on grass? Like, for how many more years should we just allow that?
Forever. I think it should be more grass, Oogie.
Oh my gosh! Because
grass.
look how many injuries you're gonna get on grass, though. It's just, people
I
are
think it's
sliding,
less than clay.
slipping.
I think
Huh?
it's less.
Okay. Hey, we'll have to put some
We'll have to see.
some
I
light on
actually
that.
think, yeah, I mean, look at Hodar. He had to pull out because he had a great clay season, but he's a little fatigued to go into the grass.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So
tough.
he didn't play Queens or the first week. We got. I thought that was very cool. Donna Vekic, another great grass court player,
Yeah.
got in as a lucky loser. She got Kostyuk's draw.
Yeah.
In Queens and won Queens. So what
Wow.
does it tell you? She's had an up and down year. She started doing better in the spring.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just great that she broke through. But also another well-deserved kudos is Emma Raducanu. She made a run to the finals. She
That's
looked
true.
healthy. Everything looks good. So those two are on my radar for Wimbledon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Vekic especially. I mean, if she hits clean shots, then it's going to be tough on grass for anybody who plays her. Yeah,
To play her off the court, and she was moving well. I thought that was really important.
nice. Yeah.
She then followed it up to go to Berlin and lost to Alex Iela, which
Ooh.
was a tough turnaround. But Alex Iela, another player that could be dangerous on the grass.
Yeah, she's a lefty. She's going to be tough.
She likes to take the ball early. She takes the ball off the baseline quickly, so she could do well there. We got to keep our eye on her. And Ben Shelton kind of seems like the one to watch so far. Francis Tiafoe making inroads, but I think the biggest news about the grass court season is, like you said, Serena Williams is back and playing doubles.
Yeah.
She just announced, Wimbledon just announced it's going to be Venus and Serena playing doubles at Wimbledon.
Yeah, because she played with Mboko at a previous event.
Mboko, who I have to say, I watched her and Vicky took out
Rootliff and
Rootliff and
Spanish.
Malakar Martinez.
Wow.
Nicole Malakar, she's American, but she married a Martinez. Her coach.
There you go.
Martinez.
Both women are very good in doubles.
The Grand Slam champions in doubles. So
Jeez.
the combination of Mboko and Vicky and Serena. I can't say Mboko. I got to say Vicky because I'm saying Serena.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
I thought they worked very well together. They suited each other.
You're right.
It's just sad that Vicky hurt her knee.
Yeah. Well,
as you said,
I said
grass courts.
I told you those knees on grass is like so unstable, and so you can pull a muscle, hamstring, or even a groin.
I think it's tough to go from clay to grass.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel one of the amazing original 9 ladies told me, never play on clay, just stick to hard court and grass. Rosie Casals,
Wow.
Billie Jean King's good friend. And I was like, I can play on clay. La, la, la. Like,
I
I'm going
think
to go to red clay. And she's like, don't do it.
I,
It's not your game. And I have to say, she was right.
I'm sure like she was saying that to you. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know who she was addressing that comment
No,
to, but
me
it was,
personally, she came up. I was 18, and she said, or 17, and she said, don't bother with the clay. Go, just play hard court and grass.
yeah, she must have seen your game and she was totally right, 100%. What were we going to do on clay? I mean, just win one round or what's going on? There's no,
I tried on red clay, Oogie, and I should have taken Rosie Casal's advice.
yeah,
But who doesn't want to go to Paris and
I
Italy
know.
and
Hey,
Rome and
of course.
but she was not wrong. I have to say that.
Hey, she
In
was so
her
right.
day, majority of tournaments were on grass and hard.
Hmm. Exactly.
So,
There was 4 events on clay for you. You just named them. So
yeah.
that's a month and a half, let's say, that you can just spend at home, practice,
Yes.
do
As
whatever.
done.
Yeah, you should have done that. Yeah.
And it's okay. So
Okay.
it's all right. All right. So back to Serena. Her serve looks great. Her volleys look good. Her
Nice.
returns. But her instincts and her fight and her will to win every point, I think that's what I love the most seeing, because that's like Serena and my generation. It's like how we played. And
And she still has
what
that.
I'm
You
most
saw that.
passionate
That's
for.
right.
Yes, she still has that.
Wow.
And
That's good.
yeah, I think that was my most fun part about watching her. I also really liked just seeing her come to the courts, get her practice done, and then leave.
Yeah.
Like with her entourage. Like, she doesn't hang around still. And she says, look, I'm playing this because Olympia, I want her to see me. And she told me, I like that she said she told her to play with Venus.
Oh, that's it. They're going
That
to play Wimbledon now together. That's going to be
play
amazing.
Wimbledon, and they're going to play the Olympics. It's what we've been saying, Oogie.
Oh, for sure.
Now the question is, okay, so she played with Mahova in Berlin,
Mm-hmm.
lost to Rutleff again, but
Yeah,
another
same
player.
duo.
She had a different partner, almost.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously Rutleff figured it out, but Mahova's a different opponent, a different partner than Mboko.
Yeah, exactly. And Serena likes that power player, which is Vicky Mboko right beside her. It's different. Mukhova is much more of a touch player, likes to volley, likes to slice. I mean, Serena just wants to just boom it around like Mboko. So I think it's a better fit. She was young, idolizing Serena. So
Yeah,
I mean,
the
just
combo's good. And
yeah.
look, as the only player besides Venus to have won a title with Serena, I think what sets you up as a partner to win with her is you have to have the power as well and be able to move forward and be fearless, and to have your serves and to be able to not worry about taking the shot or taking the risk, and you just play big tennis.
Exactly.
And that's what Vicky and Mboko can do, and that's why they work together. So it'll be fun to see her back with Venus, because that's how Venus plays.
Yeah, you're right. And when you and Serena won in Germany, against Justin Hennon, I was there with Horaceine and all the small coach I was playing at the time with her. And but then you guys were just booming balls around. I mean, Justine and I forgot who she played with didn't have a chance. I mean, you guys just outpowered. Oh, it was Elena. Wow, Elena Bovino, which was a great player, 6'3", super tall, and that's a big duo to win. And you guys just outpowered them, just crashing returns and big serves and finishing volleys. And
it was just
power doubles. That's it. That's it.
And remember, Oogie, I lost in singles there. We had flown over. I was jet lagged. I had to play singles.
Yeah.
Because I think I had done well in Quebec City and we were late getting there. And so then Serena wanted to play doubles with me, and I said yes.
Yeah.
And you and I worked on the indoor courts the whole week, and we worked through, and I played doubles with Serena, and she won the singles.
Yeah.
She was in the main draw. I was still in qualies at that point.
Exactly.
But the doubles set me up for my run through the rest of the indoor season, where I beat Capriati, who was one in the world, and
Yeah. Twice. You
Hantacoca,
beat Capriati twice, two
twice.
events in a row.
And who else did I play? Conchita Martinez. No,
Oh,
no.
you beat
I
so
beat
many
her.
good players. Yeah, you beat so many good players.
Played with
Anastasia
Vicario.
Mishkina was there.
Yeah, I
Top
played.
5.
The doubles with Serena really was the win,
Yeah.
and the fearlessness was what set us up to have that run of those 5 weeks. I
And
actually forgot about that until we just started talking about it.
me too, because
Right?
you were talking about Mboko and Venus playing doubles great with Serena. I'm like, you had a great week because you guys crushed everybody, and it was the perfect partner for Serena, which was you, and you as well, of course, playing with Serena is like, wow, you guys, both games were like so big that big
Yeah, it was
serve, big
a lot of fun.
return. It's just
And the
it
serve
meshes well.
slice wide and slice T. We both had that.
Exactly.
It was funny because then Venus called me up and was like, let's play in Moscow. But then I couldn't get to Moscow because we had won the doubles and I had to go. Somehow we couldn't get there in time because it was hard. We were in Linz, Austria.
Yeah.
Something about getting into Moscow with papers and stuff I had to pull out, and then we just went to Stuttgart after that.
Exactly, because that's what happened. You won doubles with Serena, and then you couldn't go to Moscow. But then we practiced indoors for a couple more days, and then you started
And
having this
Stuttgart.
great run, Stuttgart and Zurich, and then Linz at the end. Yeah, exactly. That set everything up.
That was
So no Moscow, but then because if you'd lost with Serena before, we would have won. We went to Moscow to play, but you had to pull out in singles.
Played singles.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, funny how that happens, huh? I gotta find that. I don't even know where that trophy is.
I think it was more fun to win with Serena than go to Moscow.
Yeah, it was fun. And it was fun to take out the number 1 players in the world.
Yeah.
Pascal and Suarez.
Suarez.
Remember, they didn't come to the net at all because they were scared of us.
They were saying back because they were getting hit. I mean, I think you hit Justine Henin on the head on return one time.
That was not intentional. She got in the way of the ball, but she did get hit in the head.
I know, but like that's to say that your return was just so hard. It was just
never got over that one.
It was so hard. Oh my gosh, she had because it was coming at her, and she went that way. But then she's like, "No, the ball's over there." She moved the other way, and too late. That ball was there. And you you felt bad right away. Of course, you didn't want to do that, but hey, that's it. Part of the game.
But it's doubles.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I said sorry. I
didn't
do it on purpose.
Of course.
But some players do go after you on purpose. But anyway, it's I like seeing Serena back. Just like I like seeing Venus back. It makes me want to come back to the grass and play. Now, Wimbledon is holding a wild card open for singles. They've announced their wild cards. Do you think that Serena will take it in singles? What are your thoughts?
To me, for sure, 100%. It's already done. They're just not saying it right away. They want to keep the hype because we're still a couple of weeks out, but the week before Wimbledon, it's going to be out. They're going to say, okay, we're giving the last wild card to Serena Williams in singles. It's going to be the biggest return. We've called that like way back in many months ago. And we were talking about it, and we're like, she's getting on that list of players, the stuff, the all those lists to get tested and everything. So it was like, okay. And we start talking right away about getting back into the grass season and Wimbledon. Serena, in her point of life, she's just going to go for nothing else than just the outright biggest tournament that you can possibly imagine. That suits her because we're not going to have big rallies. She didn't make the mistake as you did to go play on clay at Roland Garros. Though she could have upset people because upsets were all over the place.
It was hot week that first week.
But the first week, if it's hot, then there's no way she would have won any matches. That's for sure because she can't move as much. She's 40 something, instead of being 22.
Hey, Ougi.
Come on, I'm 50 something, so I know what I'm talking about. Today was hot, and it's not that easy.
Move. I mean, you can still move, but you're right. Look, you're not going to go on clay to go move. You will go on grass.
Yeah.
When you see the state of women's tennis and what's going on with serving,
Exactly. And she
Why
knows how to
not
move on grass more than all
sprint?
these players because she's won there, she's played many times. And it's not like it's quickness right off the gate. It's more agility, how to move on grass. You need to be agile to make sure you move well. So she's got that.
Well, the doubles is setting her up for, look, if you're going to go play singles, kind of a la Martina Navratilova when she did it at 50. She came in, took a wild card at Wimbledon. Now she lost, but she then played doubles and won mixed doubles with, I think, Bob Bryan at the
Wow.
US Open. But she started in Australia in doubles, but then she took that wild card at Wimbledon on the grass.
Mm.
So why would Martina Navratilova do that? Because, I mean, 9 Wimbledons, obviously.
Yeah.
That's her best
Lefty, great
surface.
slicer, volleys. I mean, their
And
volleys were.
figured at 50, she could play on the grass. So why not at 44
Yeah,
play on the grass for Serena?
exactly. I mean,
How many times does Wimbledon say to be announced for a wild card singles?
I have no idea how far ago they're going to announce.
Never.
Yeah.
Although
I
I
know.
did see there's to be announced for 2 doubles on the men's side, but the men on the men for doubles, but on the men's singles, they're all decided.
Okay, so who do we have? Like Dimitrov and Wawrinka?
Fernley, Ferry, Gill, Great British guys, Pennington, Jones, Samuel, Great Britain, Stan Wawrinka,
Okay.
and Wendlikin, another British guy.
Huh. Okay, so they favored a lot of.
Everybody else besides Folinska,
Yeah, the women, yeah.
British for the women, and then to be announced.
Eee. So we put Serena's name on there because I mean they've announced everything else. So come on,
Come on.
it's obvious.
I mean,
So-
Heather Raducanu doesn't need it.
No, I mean all these great players. They
And we know Navratilova's not coming back. So it's got to be Serena. Now,
Yeah.
it could be Venus.
could be.
It could
But-
be.
Hey, both of them are going to be there. But yeah, we're excited to see Serena, not Venus.
Look, the only thing would be if they switched it up and Venus takes it.
Yeah.
And
But-
Serena's like, I'm not ready. Get Venus, you take it. That's my only. I don't see anybody else coming.
Yeah. But I think at this point, I think Serena's playing much better than Venus. So we'd rather see Venus. I mean, see Serena
Yeah,
than
I mean,
Venus.
why not? Just go after it, huh?
Yeah.
This is her start of her comeback in doubles and singles.
That's true. For sure. It's going to be exciting to follow and to see her in singles. I can't wait to see how she moves around and her serve and everything. So it's going to be super fun. The return, big return. She always had big
Yeah.
returns. Boom, boom.
It'll be good to watch, and I like that. It's so funny because she's doing photo shoots at Nike, kind of like Osaka is. So
Really?
we have a little like tennis shade here. I don't know, like not shade like housewife shade, but like
Uh-huh.
okay, you can do this, I can do it better, but I still
Probably.
like you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they have much respect for each other, but yeah, they're in the same brand. They're at Nike. So
Let's see. I mean, Serena does have a building.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ilkley, I have to say, Jovic won. Jovic. I mean, she is from California, but I guess Jovic now. So she won Ilkley. I love Ilkley. It's a small town, northern England. It's super cool.
Okay. Nice. Big
yeah.
win for her.
So very good win. So she's another one we got to watch out for on the grass for
Yeah.
ability for Wimbledon.
Uh-huh.
Newsy notes, Ougi. Okay, Knicks
Yeah, they won.
in LA, super exciting.
They won a couple of games by 1 point, but still,
Right.
they won, just like
They
Zverev.
won.
Yep.
Can't wait for the ticker tape parade tomorrow in New
It's
York
tomorrow?
City.
Wow.
Yes.
Cool.
Very exciting. Some newsy notes. Coco Gauff is debuting new Wimbledon whites for Miu Miu
Okay.
via New Balance. And she has a new capsule collection and she's breaking out. You know how the gentlemen all have their bags. Well, now the ladies are going to have their bags. She's breaking out the Vivant Miu Miu special edition white bag for Wimbledon.
Okay. And can you tell me what's Miu Miu?
Miu Miu. Okay, so Prada. Do you know Prada?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
Italian designer Miuccia Prada. started a secondary line, and her name is Mucha.
Oh,
So she
okay.
called it Mew Mew.
Okay,
And
so it's Prada's. Okay.
yes, it's like the teenager of Prada.
Okay.
And it's like a cooler, like downtown vibe. I always love their shoes. And so Coco's been doing with New Balance, they've been doing collabs for the
There
last
you go.
couple years.
For sure, for sure.
It's about time she has a bag. I mean, why is it only Alcaraz and Sinner that have bags? Like,
That's
come on,
true.
ladies. So didn't Sabalenka like debut a Gucci bag too at the French?
Yeah, exactly. She had that plus jewelry or something else,
Yeah,
and
she's got jewelry.
yeah.
Jasmine Paolini and Dardieri are representing Damiani jewelry, Italian. So we've got more players getting in the
Wow,
jewelry game, Oogie.
that's awesome. Look at that.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know, fashion in tennis it just keeps getting bigger and bigger because it's going down the ranks. It's not just top players. They're
Hey,
picking different kinds of tennis players within the top 100, which I think is so cool that everybody kind of gets,
yeah, they
shot
can all
at.
raise their hands and do something concerning their own countries because Dardieri and Paolini, I mean, they're good Italian players, but just Italians because
Italian, why
sponsoring,
not?
getting sponsored. It's
Damiani
awesome.
sponsor them, and
Love it.
Paolini has Golden Goose as well.
Nice.
So that's cool. I can't wait to see what Serena debuts for Wimbledon, the dress.
My gosh.
And let's see what Naomi Osaka has. And then we got to discuss
Oh
what
my.
Sabalenka has.
Jeez.
What is Sinner what bag is he going to carry? And he's going to get his own like logo game with the fox. So is that
That's true.
you from Nike in all white?
Yeah. I mean, the guys, to me, okay, that's interesting. But the women, everything you just said right there, to me, that's exciting. I can't wait to see
Yeah,
that.
right?
Because I'm
Like,
sensing a little tension and war between Osaka and Serena. I can
feel like
I
it's
can tell that,
spooky, like friendly.
yeah,
Who can do it better?
exactly. It's like, okay, my designer is not gonna talk to your designer. We're just gonna design our own stuff in our closet. That sort of vibe. I can like that, just like
Oh,
Sabalenka is going to throw something in the
totally.
because she's with Nike as well. So it's like all the three of them.
Nike women. Okay. So
It's
and
awesome.
then we got Coco Gauff and Mew Mew. What's she gonna come out with?
Mhm.
I'm excited. I can't wait for the first week of Wimbledon to see all the fashion actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
More into tennis. That's funny, but yeah.
I know. Okay, so
Okay.
then one more fashion thing. Okay, we got to talk World Cup. I know it's about the football, which soccer in America, but when you travel, it's called football. Okay.
So many big games already, Alex. It's amazing. Seriously.
Exciting games, but Oogie.
Yeah. The only thing is Canada is really average, but that's
You were in France.
Yep.
The French team is winning the bag game.
Really?
Oh, yes. Okay. So they're totally taking over. Like tennis guys have nothing on these soccer guys.
Really? The Mbappe's got bags and what's
The
going on?
French have Hermes. They have Chanel.
Hermes. No way.
have Louis Vuitton.
Okay, they're
Only Hermes. They have the extra large Hermes.
no way.
Oh, it's like crazy. I mean,
I didn't
they've
see it.
already won.
Wow, I didn't see
Forget
that.
the
So
World Cup.
they mean like going towards like the locker room, guys are carrying these bags or what?
Full on outfits for how the NFL football
Yeah,
has
yeah.
their walk-ins,
Yeah.
right? So
They
the
walk off
soccer
the
guys-
bus and then they
the
get to the stadium.
soccer guys have this, but they've like the French have elevated it. I mean, this guy had this like massive Chanel handbag that was like a carry bag.
Wow.
And the extra large Hermes Birkin. I was just salivating over these guys wearing these Birkins. I'm like, what is going on?
What's inside these bags? Like cleats? Just
maybe or
shorts
the
that have
outfit.
dirt on it, or
How
what's
can
going
they
on?
put their uniforms in a Birkin?
Love it. Guys don't care. They're just like, give me those beautiful bags and
but,
probably give it to their wives or their girlfriends afterwards.
Yeah, they're they're carrying it. And the Tongo had some cool outfits.
Yeah. Cool.
I think Serbia, they're all turning out. They're all getting really like fashionable and sport.
Wow.
I have to say it's very fun.
I've only watched the games. I didn't see the come out of the bus as a team
Look, you're
thing.
actually watching the World Cup, whereas I am watching the runway to the locker room.
Watching the event. That's it.
That
You've
is
got it.
where
I
it
need to. I
starts.
need. I need to pay attention now because I only saw the games and parts of them. But
The games are great, but
games are amazing.
you gotta
Jeez, the
watch
guys
the
are.
runway.
And some games are like really close from and countries that I'm like, okay, they're playing soccer, like Curacao and Cap Verde. I mean, in this place, I'm like, what? There's like 150,000 people in one of those places. It's like, and I think they did like 0-0 against Spain. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, the
Wow.
beginning matches have been, or sorry, games.
Yeah.
Switch to football have been interesting.
That's
All
so
right,
cool.
so-
But then you've got some powerhouse that are really in shape, like Germany won 7-1,
Germany.
England 4-2, France 3-1. So
Those are the
those
big
three
guys.
countries, and of course Argentina. So those four countries are like way ahead of everybody else. I think Brazil is really good too, but it didn't show up so much. I think it was
Mexico is a hit or miss, and so's
Mm.
USA. How's
Yeah.
Canada?
USA's look pretty good though. USA looked very good. They won 4-1 the first game.
Yeah.
Canada drew 1-1 against Bosnia, which
Okay.
Bosnia beat Italy to qualify, so that's not that bad.
not
But we're missing two guys that are injured, and yeah, we can't win with them. We can't win without them. So Alfonso Davies is one of the top players in the world, plays for Bayern Munich, I think, one of the best teams in the world, but he's injured. So since he's not there, it's tough to score goals. But yeah, we'll see. That's fine. Just to be there is good. And we're hosting US, Canada, Mexico. We're hosting.
No, it's exciting. I got a World Cup magnet.
Ooh, I love it. But the US is going to do well. I think they have a good squad. They're ready.
At least in the quarters, hopefully.
Yeah, guys are playing well there. So I think it's one of the three nations that have the best chance to win. But there's first place, second place, and even third places they're going to go through. There's many groups this World Cup. There's like 48 teams. It took many more teams. So it's a month and a half long. It's so long.
We got a lot. We got that to talk about. I'm gonna keep my eye on the Birkin bags. I'm impressed. I need to find a footballer to date so I can get some Birkins.
You're right. Look at these guys and just pick one and they're like,
come on.
That's it. I think the US are going to play second game in a couple of days. Tomorrow, Canada, Qatar, their second game. So tomorrow is very important to Canada if they want to go through. And so they need to win. They need to win and beat Qatar tomorrow. Otherwise, it's going to be tough to get out of the group because they play Switzerland in 3 game.
Okay.
We'll see.
So you ready for the quote of the podcast?
Let's hear it.
All right. Here we go. Resolve enhances talent. Footwork reveals diligence. Fearlessness declares preparation. These are the keys for every athlete.
Okay, I put my Aristotle look there. I have no idea who said that though, because
you know the person very well.
Okay, say the quote again.
You're talking to her.
You said that?
I said it. Well, I came up with it. I was like on my court when I had the court in LA. I had a chalkboard and I used to do quotes of the day. So I was like going through my quotes and I'm like, oh, this one's good. Right?
Say it again. It's so good.
Resolve enhances talent. Footwork reveals diligence. Fearlessness declares preparation. These are the key for every athlete.
Wow. That's so smart, Alex. Come on.
Right?
Alexandra Stevenson.
Well, I had to think of, so I used to think of athlete quotes and science quotes and artist quotes and songs. And then I would add in mine because I would come up with stuff to have inspiration to the court. So I share one of mine for today.
I love your quotes because it applies to tennis and life in general.
And life in every single sport, right?
You need footwork,
you need fearlessness, you need resolve.
Exactly.
Without those, you can't get, your talent, your diligence, and your preparation can't come through.
Yeah. And that's what makes the difference between the top players and everything else. So,
yeah.
Right on. Good job.
Thank you, Hugues. All right. This has been fun.
We've managed to do less than an hour. So
I mean, less than an hour. We tried to do it in 30 again, but there was just too much to talk about.
no,
and
no,
your
no.
trip to
Come
Paris.
on. There's no way
was
that could have
so
been half an
fun.
hour. There's
I
no
know,
way.
right? We couldn't get it all in. All right. Well, this has been Serving Aces. I'm Alexandra Stevenson. If you like us, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or at Believe. Leave us a like, send us a comment. If you like us, please send a 5-star review, and we will see you next time.
That's right. We'll see you next time.